Welcome back, guys, and welcome to another Victorian 2 Let's Play video. Sorry about the last video. I had the volume up too high and it was pretty tough to hear me, so sorry about that, but I think I got it right this time. So let's continue on. So right now we have. So what issues are we facing? Okay, yes, that's right. The soldiers. Yes. Okay. So from my memory, what you can do, it will be interesting to see if it works. If we change that to soldiers, so we attracting soldiers to come. What else? Yes, influences. So again, we want to focus on South America simply because I don't know why actually. Two Sicilies has nothing, so they could become two Sicilies actually. That's probably a bad deal. What's this? National investors. Investors. We can invest in your country. What do you have? Alright, so you have a lot of foodish foods. So what can we build with those type of stuff? Tons of food, I guess. Okay, so that's turned out to be great. Actually, we could do this to ourselves. That's what we probably should do. That's probably what we should do to ourselves. So, oh, okay. We seem to be quite big now. Ooh. Oh, it's just ours. Yeah, it is too. Of course, yeah. Okay, hold on. So, can we actually do it? That's... No? Yes, we can. Okay, we'll do that last actually, because that's going to be... Who do we want to influence? We can't influence Spain, we can't influence Japan, maybe? No, US. Get stuffed. The reason why I'm more interested in going for Korea than Japan is because Japan usually makes it to a great power. There's been plenty of games where they've made it, and it's just, yeah. So I don't want to waste my time. Look, the more South American country I can get, the better, because it just means I have this sturdy little alliance. Yeah, that's all it means. We've probably got too much there, but we'll see where this one goes now. Alright, so Denmark, of course, is... Yes, we need to get Denmark before Prussia does. I think that's it. What's this? Alright. Almost forgot, actually. Wheat. Okay, no. Okay, wheat. So, I know they had this, which is good, but then wheat was the liquor, yeah. There we go. Yeah, so wheat is liquor. So we could become a huge liquor supplier. Oops. wood, 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 wood. Wood's easy. Wood is easy. Wood is probably a tad too easy. No, I've already done that one. Gonna have to start up. Yep. Cool. Alright. So we're gonna start a long, absolutely painstaking process of doing this. Awesome. So we'll build. No. This plus, because there's steel there, so let's take advantage of the steel and build some steel mills. Again, because I'm wood. We'll build some wood things there. Got some wood here again. This is really painstaking, especially when you have a big empire like this. It can take quite some time, and it does suck. Just how long it takes to do this. But I think it's ultimately worth it, because you do get a great little kick in your little industry box. Yeah, now, usually when I'm building industries in my nations, it doesn't really go very well. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes now, because I've learnt to place, like for example, I would usually, with lumber mills, just build them all over the place, build random things in random locations, and it never really had a meaning. And then I kind of learned, oh, hold on, actually you're meant to build these. Looking for sulfur. Is there any? Oh no, I guess that's okay. I kind of learned, oh, you meant to build the. Oh, okay, you meant to build the like glass plants in these areas here with the colas, I think. Like that's something I only just found out. I've been playing the game for a few years now. So, and in my last game, by the looks of it, it worked. I can't be sure though. I remember that in majority of my games until recently, I've always had an impressive industrial score, and I've never really understood what drove the score. And quite often, all I did was just violently build factories, just all over the place. It didn't matter where they were, just as long as they were built. And that created a few issues. It did. And for example, one of the major issues, and it was horrible, was the simple fact that I had built factories that couldn't sustain themselves. So I was literally, I would always be in the top 5 largest industrial schools, and more than half of my industries, or almost half of my factories, would not be making any profit. I would be fucking losing, it's so much money. And I played a game as Greece. It was a great game. Greece is a phenomenal game to play, but I had to have all of these too low. I mean, I couldn't have any military spending. Education was, I couldn't spend any on it. I had nothing, which I couldn't build it. I could barely build anything. When I'm not at war, I had to have everything down. The only time I could actually build something was when I went into heavily in debt. I made it to I didn't make it to a great power. I almost did. I made it like how you had like a year before you actually officially become a great power. I hit that mark and I couldn't last a year. I quickly just kind of fell down. and it sucked. It just really, really sucks. But I think that in the end, um, in the end of it all, I don't know. I would probably say I had roughly in the hundreds somewhere factories playing as pros. I was quite big. I'd expanding to these Arab countries and no, I must have been had 140, I think, and it was a shambles, literally shambles, because I couldn't support myself. Half my it was just cost me so much, and I was trying to uh, win the game with a large amount of points, and it wasn't turning out to be so well, and it really really showed, sadly. And honestly, I don't know how I made it through the game. It was perhaps one of the first games I ever played where, for the whole game, I had this whole everything. Everything I had was set to 0, and I was still in the negative. It was just horrible. And what was really cruel was maybe once a year, out of nowhere, I was swimming in cash, and I didn't know until that in the end. And at the end of the game was during these periods, it was when the market was on a high. The markets were doing really well. I didn't know that, and it was just horrible because I'll get all this new money. I would kind of think, all right, I can now do this and this and this. It would last about half of a year, and then it would just die. And it was heart crushing. And then I played as China, and I kind of changed my strategy a bit and began to kind of plan this. And more than, I'll probably say 90% of all my factories actually were making a strong profit. It was amazing. I had a stupid amount of income I was making. So let's see if I can do the same here. At the moment, I'll just focus on wood products since that seems to be my specialty. That should be it. I won't do anything else. Alright. Of course, so we'll turn this off because I don't want to bother watching. If I wanted to know, I'll just look up here. Alright, so next. What shall Mother Russia do now? We could spend 5 years on internal development. That might be the way to go for internal development. Yeah, so now it's about 4 years for internal development. So that's just building the factories, getting employment going on, just building a strong economy. Actually, don't know what to do. Ooh, that's. I hope they get destroyed. Honestly, just not happy with them. Why I'm not happy with them? Because they survived. What? Committee for Polish Independence. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I will try my best to prevent that from happening. Oh, how the mighty has fallen. Denmark. I'm not that bad with the relationship with Denmark, actually. Not that bad at all. Ooh, what's this? Yes, we need reforms to improve our nation. This won't last long. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So we want, yeah, luxury clothing, things like that. Actually, we might just solely focus on just 50. And that's 60. Alright then, well, I think this helps us to get more troops. I don't know. This could be just a huge waste of time. Because that will finish in, yeah, in like 2 years' time. So everyone can forget about that. Dun, 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 dun. It's literally nothing to do. Literally nothing to do. So we have to actually start doing something because it's otherwise we just can't sit here and just wait for this to build. And I'm not in the mood for that. Okay, we need to expand. So we have a huge infamy here. So as that plays, this might be a good time just to again tell you guys why I use this cheat. Although you've probably heard it 600 times before, and honestly, don't care no more. Comment down below if you do use cheats, because the game is honestly freaking unfair. It is. It's unbalanced. There definitely needs to be some improvements. So I think it's okay to use cheats, but not to abuse them. I'll give you an example. For example, event 18. So that's perfect event. So this is an example of a cheat event I use. Liberty prevails. So down below you have options between pride and glory, or modesty and resentment. Is it resentment? I don't care. So this one is, of course, lose to infamy, which is great. That's what we want, to lose infamy, and gain 5 prestige. Well, there's no justification. There's no justify. Just sorry about that, guys. There's no justification of why you should lose 5 prestige. Infamy, because infamy is just stuffed up, as I explained it before. So it's just I don't. So clicking on that is just cheating, because that will artificially raise your level, your rank, your points. It's just no. Well, modesty, redemption, seems to be the more I just had a mental blank then. That's just the one to pick, because it's just infamy. That's all. And there, it's lost a bit of infamy. Do that 3 or 4 times, and you got really low infamy, and you can start to declare war again. What's happening here? Java. Pause. All right. So I'll turn down the volume a tad more, because the thing was a bit too loud again. Shit. I wasn't meant to do that. What's happening here? Oh, I don't know. I can't fight wars, so I can't. I would, however, throw in my. All right. So I'll wait to see which side to join. Obviously, I'm going to pick the side Prussia's on. I do not want to fight Prussia. Austria's already there. Who you want to side with? Oh, okay. Bugger. Actually, because yeah, we wanted independence to break up that Austria.